Such a cool scene. Whoa, almost 8. Whoa, okay, you wanna talk about air? That's on air for sure. Just got to Sydney Dragway. Did a quick stop at Macca's.
Oh God, it's so good.
That's what they call McDonald's here. And I got, what did they call it? The Big Mac? Or no, the Mighty. The Mighty. Got the Mighty Mac. This is different, huh?
The sausage tastes a bit different than U.S. sausage.
Yeah. What is that called?
This is the double sausage McMuffin with egg.
Huh. Pretty good. It's pretty similar. All right, I'll let you guys know.
So good and tasty.
So GTR Festival is in full swing. It's still a little foggy, but a lot of cars are here and a lot of people are rolling in. But this one I know means a lot to you personally.
Yeah, by the time I worked at Falcon Tire, this had already been retired from racing, but I do remember posters and collateral of this car being something I saw every day walking in and out of the office at Falcon in California. A lot of history here. Car raced for years and is now privately owned by a gentleman named Greg Boyle. It's actually the only last street registered actual race car. Like, he actually drives this on the road.
That is so cool.
And I can't say I haven't had thoughts of actually wrapping my own personal GTR in this livery just for old time's sake. And this is a true hero car for me. This and the R34 GTR that won Nürburgring in Falcon colors as well. If that were here, it would be basically like my holy grail of GTR race cars.
It says it all for me right here. Like the fact that it has a real 12 hours of Bathurst.
Yeah.
Easter of 1993.
It's insane. Seeing the Otsu sticker on here is reminiscent because when I worked at Falcon, it was owned by Otsu Tire and Rubber out of Japan. It is now owned by Sumitomo and has changed hands since then. But the history of this car is just so undeniable and so cool, and the fact that it still carries the Falcon blue and teal livery is just remarkable, and I get to see it in person.
You know, the cool thing for me is that this is such an iconic livery that it was already like ingrained in car culture way before drifting in the US was even a thing.
Yeah, so this is, could be an 89. So this was racing in the late 80s, early 90s with this livery already. It had not become infamous yet. And so, Nick Fuseki is from Falcon Tire, and all his wisdom, he really pushed hard when I was working with him at Falcon to get the blue and teal on the Falcon Drift Team cars. And that, I think, is what ended up making it as iconic as it is today. And the youth culture seeing these colors on drifting machines versus just circuit machines. So smart on his part, very good branding for the company, and it's now iconic.
Just look at the patina on the sticker.
Yeah. This is original graphics from the 90s. I mean, every sticker on this car is cracked and dirty. And
I do have to say, I absolutely love the valve cover. I don't know if this was done after the fact. I'm assuming it probably was.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But
the fade is cool though, huh?
So cool. And this
very basic, right?
This goes back to the fact that these cars, as race cars in Group A, were so basic.
Factory ABS system still in place. Most people take that and throw it in the bin. Look at the catch can. Very minor catch can.
So basic.
Like, very basic kill switch. Like, it didn't take much to race these cars back in the 90s. The roll cage inside is very minimal. Today that would never pass a spec for any race class, but it was so cool. Like, it's just so basic and awesome and easy to do back then.
Amazing. Good luck.
Nice car.
So my entire life, I've just seen burnouts. I've seen Australian style burnouts, not in Australia. So this is the first time that we're actually able to shoot Australian style burnouts in Australia, which is super cool. This pit is actually really nice. It's actually right next to the drag strip. And the reason why they're doing burnouts right now is because there's a huge cleanup. Some Evo left oil all along the track. And so instead of everybody just sitting here waiting for them to clean it up, they actually brought out a couple burnout cars just to make a bunch of tire smoke. Uh-oh. My mind is blown. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Yeah,
I just walked around the corner and I just saw a SR20 and obviously it's mounted transverse.
Northwest,
right?
yeah. North south,
Yeah. So that means it's rear-wheel drive.
Rear-wheel drive, yeah. So it's basically S15 underneath. So shock towers, cradles, brakes, suspension, engine mounts, everything is Nissan S15. And we grafted it into an EG Civic body.
In rear subframe?
Yeah, everything. R200 diff, everything bolts in. So we could unbolt the rear end of this and get another S15 and bolt it in.
Well,
yeah.
Like, just to be different? Or?
Yeah, exactly right, to be different. They're actually the same track, and this is an 1.5 inches longer than an S15. So we kind of had them together in the workshop and thought we'd have a crack at it. Yeah.
You're a madman, sir. This thing is so cool.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh my God.
It's actually a VVL head now as well. So we put a front wheel drive head on it, and then we put a Jatco Auto behind it. So it's automatic, sort of on about 600 horsepower, something like that. So a lot of fun.
What are you running today?
We can't get it off the line. So it's doing like mid-12s, but like 125 mile an hour. So it will go mid-11s, you know, when we get it dialed, but today's its first run, really.
Yo, yeah. I'm so blown away right now. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Yo.
We kept with some of the Honda theme though, so it runs DC2R wheels, DC2R like Type R interior, but then all the mechanicals are all Nissan.
So cool.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's why you're here.
That's why we're here. That's right. Yeah.
Alright, so my buddy Andrew is lined up. He's gonna go for a pass in his really cool 1100 horsepower R32 GTR street car. He says he's actually gonna take us out onto the street with this vehicle, so this is gonna be interesting. Big Chem Block fan, KB forever. Has a parachute, of course, as you do. Can't wait to see it. All right, so went to shoot some drag racing, but now we're back at the show. This Datsun 510 wagon. Oh my goodness. This is probably one of my favorite cars here. Honda, K-swapped. Looks great. Look at this thing. It's not really slow anymore, is it? It's beautiful. The paint is amazing. The wheels, the way it sits. This is so cool. I love this. Right-hand drive. Datsun wagon. Incredible.
I love these like louvers. Such a cool car. The interior is nice too. Something else. Amazing. Really, really, really good job. You always want what you can't have, and man, I love the GR so much. It looks so good. It's so cool to see these when you're outside of country. These are actually really, really common in Japan, and this is the first time I've seen one here in Australia. But I would drive this every day. This thing is so cool. This is so awesome. So cool. Another nice RB S14. Love the plate. So many cool plates here. But look at that. This has got to be a blast to drive. One day I have to build something like this. But I feel like I would probably use a S15 chassis. This is just so cool. I love it. It's sitting right too. Look at that. It looks static. Yeah. I don't know. This is just a normal parking lot. This is the normal show parking lot. And it is just GTR after GTR after GTR. As far as the eye can see. I'm just gonna walk around and just point my camera at different GTRs. All different colors. A lot of 32s. Lot of 32s. They just love their 32s here. All different colors. Like, look at this. Interesting blue. A lot of white ones. Surprisingly, quite a few AH3s. Some really nice clean AH3s. It's just so interesting also to see the difference in paint. Even if it's the same paint code, you look at it and it's just so different versus how mine looks.
Is that the Larry Chen?
Hello. I feel like I need to take a closer look at these two S15s here. So cool. Every time I see S15, it just looks so good. Oh, there goes the alarm on that one. This might be the best S15 here. Look at the plate. SR power. But look at that drag setup. Those meaty tires. It's so cool. I love it. Look at that plate though. Wonder how much that plate's worth. It's not just all GTRs here. It's so many Evos. A lot of these have been running on track, and this one it's honestly perfect. It's so good looking. Kind of has like this GTR theme going with the midnight purple paint. It looks so cool. Look at that. I haven't seen this run down the track yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. It even has like R32 wheels, it looks like. Those are just painted black because they're still 16-inch. This is the crazy thing about GTR Fest. Like, you'll be looking at one, and then another one will just pass by. That is equally incredible, if not more. There's just so many awesome Bayside Blue builds. Definitely gives me inspiration for mine.
And you can tell by the plates, this is an R33 GTR N1 So it's already a pretty rare limited edition car, but then he's gone through, done the 400R treatment, but it's also got a lot more than that. Come on, Andrew, let's have a little chat about this thing. Let's tell him what it is. So,
What do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
fun.
authentic.
I can't afford.
Really? Just for that?
Yeah, this one. Yeah, 2 million. I can't afford that.
Well, the hood alone is crazy.
That's authentic.
Yeah. No, don't touch the.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do something that I love to do at every one of these kind of shows. There's something that's revving that's crazy. But I'm actually gonna walk the parking lot, or this is kind of like just the normal show that people actually bring, like just the fans. They actually just park in this little area here. But wow, there's so many awesome cars here. Like, look at this S14 with a very clean RB swap. Love the paint so much. So clean. Incredible build. Love it so much. It sits really nice too. What a cool build. Next to it is something I've never actually seen before. Triple S Pulsar, but it's like a hatchback. So I've seen a lot of Pulsars, but the fact that this is a hatchback and 4-door, definitely never seen this as a SR. Super cool car. Never seen anything like this. Makes me wonder if this was an Australian market one. So apparently these came without a turbo.
You like my car, man?
Oh, this is yours?
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh, cool. Did you do the swap?
Yeah, I did the swap, the motor swap.
I've never seen this. So this is like a Triple S
Triple S Pulsar. In America, they call them
Sentras.
VZR.
Oh, V.
Two-door.
V.
VZR. They're the two-door version with the VE motor in it.
Huh.
In New Zealand and stuff, in
Yeah.
America. So in Australia, they're the Triple S N15.
I've never ever seen one before. Hatchback. It's pretty cool.
Hatchback, and I've done the turbo swap. It's got the Sentra gearbox.
Yeah.
So what you guys have in America. It makes 241 kilowatt.
Not bad.
At the
What
front.
is that in horsepower? Three something?
340 or
340?
340 horsepower.
That's cool.
Run semi-slicks, LSD box, of course. I've done everything.
That's awesome.
I just noticed you looking at my car.
No, I like it. So I like the quirky things, you know?
Yeah.
I like the things that are locally built.
Yeah.
And I like the things that anybody can build.
Yeah, and I'm
enjoy.
a motor mechanic, so I basically did everything myself, besides the tuning, of course.
Super cool.
So the tuning I gave to someone else. I just did everything myself, and I used to work for Nissan.
Oh.
So I know you work for Nissan, yeah?
Yeah, I do
Actual
some
head
stuff
up,
with them. Yeah.
So I was at a dealership for 8 years.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
So that's where I got the Mildred Nissan radio plate. So I was there for 8 years as senior tech, and this is my daily, and that's not a daily anymore. It's just a toy now. Gathers dirt and dust.
Yeah, that's cool. 241. There you go.
Yeah, and that's without the cams. So it made the difference just putting the pong cams in it.
Awesome. Never seen anything like this. Makes me wonder if this was an Australian market one. A lot of nice Autech stages around here. Look at this. Really good. Good quality cars here. Incredible. So cool. Another weird one. Never seen this before. Nissan 300C V30E SGL. This is so confusing. Like, how are you gonna tell somebody that you drive a Nissan 300C V-30E SGL? That is just so crazy. Oh, it's a Cedric. Interesting. It's like a time capsule. This honestly looks more like an American car than anything else. It's in pretty good condition. Minus the seat covers. It just looks like a box. What an interesting car. I really like this. You know, in a sea of GTRs, something like this definitely stands out to me. Don't really see many of these yellow Skylines. R34 GTT. These are also going up in price a lot. These honestly would be fun as a daily driver, and then there's not so much risk driving it around. I mean, because if you have a R34 GTR, I mean, these things are just so expensive now. So cool. I love the S15 so much. I'm assuming that this is an Australian market one because it has 200SX badging. It's not called a Silvia here, it's called a 200SX. I think that's super cool. This one's very, very, very clean. Love it. So much. Nice choice of wheels too, honestly. Great build. That is some plate, if that's the real plate. SR20. Looks like a drag car. That is so cool. Man, they have some... The plate game here is very strong. They take their plates very seriously. Awesome. Got a nice little 240Z here. Pretty strong plate too. OA240Z. She's definitely a runner. Something that gets driven. So cool.
Okay, so back at the drag strip, did a couple signings, did a couple appearances. The staging lane is absolutely electric. It just is so cool to see all the different kinds of drag GTRs that are here. Among other things, there's some rotary powered cars. It's just so cool. It's just different. It's unlike anything I've seen so far. Look at this. Bunch of LC200s for tow vehicles, support vehicles. So absolutely cool. I shoot drag racing at LS Fest. I've shot drag racing at Ford Fest. What a staging lane, huh? Look at this. Oh my god. This Evo 5 or 6. It says TME 10 seconds. So I'm assuming this is a 6. Tommy Mackinnon edition. Look at this thing. I am in love with this. This is so cool. Wow, look at the way it looks right now. So pretty. This place is so cool. Sydney Dragway apparently is owned by the government and it's funded by the government. So this used to be like a landfill, so they couldn't build houses here anyways, or they couldn't build anything else. So what they did was they built this and then also the road race course right next to it, all on this area which used to be a landfill. So we're actually standing on garbage right now, but what a great use of the land. It's so cool because it fills this gap for car enthusiasts. You know, they can come here, they can do roll racing, they can do drag racing, they can do whatever. They can do, you know, road racing, track racing, and of course World Time Attack is held across the street here. So it's such a cool facility and such a cool area, and we're just so close to the city. Our Airbnb is only 10 minutes away. I just did a fun little outro with Mickey from Throttle for his video, and to pretty much sum it up, GTR Fest to me is exactly what we would have in the US when it comes to domestic cars with drag racing. You know, because a lot of the times when I go to these drag races in the US, I see the crazy stacker trailers, I see the amazing builds, you know, the Corvettes, the Chevelles, the Mustangs, the Camaros, you name it, you know, everything is built so nice. There's so much money poured into these beautiful cars with the paint jobs, chrome, engine bay, all of that. And plus, on top of that, they're so fast. Wheelies on top of wheelies, on top of fast passes. It's unbelievable what drag racing is in the US, and I've been so lucky to be able to follow it for so many years. This is exactly how it is in the US, but instead of all of those domestic cars that we have, it's GTRs, it's Evos, it's what they love here. It's the proximity to Japan, it's right-hand drive cars, it's something that they grew up with. They didn't have access to a lot of the muscle cars that we had access to, so they weren't able to build them and race them to the same level, just like we weren't able to build GTRs to the same level because they didn't become legal until pretty recently. In fact, the R34, the majority of them, 99% of them, still are not legal in the US until 2024. For example, mine doesn't become legal July of next year, apparently. So once that time comes, I can actually import my car and drive it on the street. But that's why also the GTR community and RBs in general are so far behind in terms of build quality, in terms of technology development in the US, because we just don't even have them. They never came as a vehicle available in the US, so, and there was just not an abundance of them. I was talking to one of the guys here, and they were saying on their R32 they were going through like 7 or 10 rear ends every single race, every single day, which is 1 per pass, which blows me away. I couldn't even imagine that. If I had a rear end for my R32, I would treasure it, you know. Even if I would break it, I would have to get it rebuilt because you can't find another one. It's insane. But with that said, I definitely appreciate Andrew and the rest of their crew for inviting us out here. This has just been such a crazy event and just so eye-opening and so much fun. Such an honor, and I just can't wait to come again. Apparently this has been the most popular one. I think they've had over 7,000 spectators, so it's just been so crazy to be a part of this. See you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed our coverage from GTR Festival 2023. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to larrychenprints.com. I print and sign every single one of these. This is the perfect gift, or it's the perfect piece of art for your wall.